Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your casual consumer's perspective review. In this video, I was able to luckily get an oop from a friend who entered a raffle here for me in Toronto for this pair of kicks. Probably one of the hardest one to obtain as the popularity around it is just skyrocket high with limited stock. It's a collab that started with last year's Nike and Off-White's The 10 collection. Going into the second year with a few more different colorways, today I have the Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit The 10 by Off-White in the white sail colorway here for a review. Now in the last week of 2018's Air Max month, 2 weeks ago from this video's upload date, Nike and Off-White has already surprised us with the launch of a second Vapormax collab featuring an all-black upper style. Different than the first original Off-White Vapormax, which has white accents and a black outsole, the second colorway of the Off-White Vapormax had a clear icy bubble sole and a complete dark upper instead. Then of course 2 weeks later from that second release, a third colorway came out and this time it's in the opposite color of black in an all-white colorway. Nothing much is different style-wise from the second release, but let's jump right ahead and take a closer look at these sneakers. The official colorway of this third Off-White Vapormax is white, black, and tonal orange. Offering a 180 twist from the black dominant colorways of the first two iterations, this all-white colorway is distinct on its own and ready for the upcoming summer months. This upper is made out of Flyknit, which is Nike's knit material known for its lightweight qualities, breathable properties, and flexible characteristics that makes it feel as sock-like as possible for a stressless fit. Surrounding the toe guard, bottom side vamps, and heel counter is a synthetic overlay made to reinforce the upper and contain our feet inside a footbed as much as possible. At the toe box area, the upper is essentially constructed similar to every Vapormax models, with see-through ventilation openings, perfect for airing heat out from the sneakers and taking cool air inside. Essentially, the sneaker follows the same hues found on the first two models, featuring a deconstructed design in the form of an externally stitched swoosh logo. The swoosh on this pair shares the same material used on the second colorway with a translucent plastic swoosh cutout on both sides of the sneaker, whereas on the OG pair, leather was used instead and only seen on the lateral end. If you look closely, this plastic swoosh actually have parallel lines etched over it, basically reminding me of those plastics that I can use my nail to scratch up and down to create the zipper sound. Furthermore, what stands out on every Off-White Nike collab is seen on both the lateral and medial side. On the lateral end, we will see a vivid orange tab stapled to the Off-White branding on these Nike collabs. In addition, the medial side also features text prints from the Off-White branding telling us about this collab, what model the sneaker is, the origin of the sneaker, and the year of its creation. Also, because the swoosh logo is translucent, we will be able to read the words printed on the upper found underneath the swoosh. Lastly, near the heel counter, we will witness a minimalistic air print in quotations, a simplistic design scheme seen on many Off-White products. At the back of the sneakers, we will see a white piece of vertical plastic overlay with the word Vapormax 3M printed on the surface. Also designed exclusively for these Off-White collab, we will see a heel pull extending upwards to help us yank the elastic sock collar wider for easier point of entry. From top view, we will see a separate piece of cream-colored suede overlay stitched around the lacing system of these shoes. We will see Nike's fly wire fibers going through the eye stays found on this overlay, threaded with white rope laces that came with this shoe. Like all previous Nike sneakers, this fly wire stretches itself to the side profiles, so whenever we tighten up the laces up top, the sides will lock up for a form-fitting grip around our feet. On the laces, we will see the simple description shoelaces in quotations, and in case we don't like these white ones, it does also come with a blue one that we can swap out with. And of course, we cannot forget about the staple red zip tie that further makes known to others that this shoe is from Off-White, making a high-end and on-trend statement. Also attached to the lacings are two made in China tags as well, creating a nice experience under the deconstructed theme when unboxing these sneakers. Different from regular Vapormaxes though, this tongue is immensely buffed up with a squeegee-like material. Rather than your plain thin Flyknit found on GR versions, the tongue surface here is fortified with a secondary glossy layer of fabric with a soft, spongy core. This sponge is only seen at the tip of the tongue actually, while other parts underneath the shielding seen internally is just actually perforated Flyknit. We will see a simple Nike sportswear tongue patch stitched at the tongue tip for extra branding as well. Inside the sneaker, the shoe comes with removable insoles seen just like any other Vapormax. By touch, the majority of the insole is quite stiff. The only area that really provides some cushioning is seen at the front portion with a thin layer of blue squishable foam. Visual-wise on this insole, we will see Off-White's branding with the name of this collection, the 10. While flipping the insole over, we'll only see an empty surface like most standard insoles. At the internal heel lining, we will additionally see a soft suede heel counter for further durability and support for our Achilles and ankles. But other than that, what we have is a standard paddingless Vapormax gut with a gray footbed if the insole is taken away. Lastly, the shoe is finished off with a fully clear icy blue Vapormax sole. The whole air sole unit is exposed rather than encased to allow maximum cushion expansion with the lightest max air cushioning platform. Looking at the underside, we will see that it's separated into different sections with sharp TPU teeth that would deliver traction. We will also see additional matte rubber pods placed in high impact areas for enhanced durability. Branding wise, we will see the Nike swoosh on the left pair, while the word Air Max is seen on the right pair, which is a branding that we see on every regular Vapormax as well. Anyways, here are some Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit to 10 white sail by Off-White fit footage. Sizing wise, I went true to size and they fit very similarly to all the previous Vapormaxes that I've tried on. Now I have wide feet, so it does feel a little narrow by the midfoot area, but half sizing up was just too long in my opinion, so I would recommend trying on a regular Vapormax and use that sizing to buy a pair of these if you're looking at the resale market now. If you think the midfoot area is too tight, I would recommend trying to unlace the whole thing and relace them loosely or not as tightly as factory lacing, as I often feel like the knit fabric will loosen up immediately. Comfort wise, the Vapormax is alright. The majority of the cushioning comes only from the heel area as the bubble there is very puffy and forgiving, which offers us that nice heel spring when we push against the floor. The other pods are quite stagnant and doesn't really feel anything alike to the heel bubble, so don't have any high expectations for a plush cushioning if you haven't tried on a Vapormax yet. The Flyknit upper is a nice snug fit that's not too tight and wraps around our feet really well. Since it has multiple ventilation holes, it's just a great shoe to wear anytime when the weather is warm. In my opinion, I've always thought the Vapormax leans more on the fashionable side than comfort. Now that Off-White has used this model again, this shoe specifically is just a lot more visual-tastic as a high-end fashion item. It's a shoe you wear to make a statement rather than a daily comfortable casual sneaker, which reflects on its more expensive pricing at $330 Canadian before tax compared to $255 for regular versions. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video and let me know in the comments what you think about this colorway. If I compare this colorway versus the recent second colorway of the Off-White Vapormax, I personally like that release a little better because this white version looks a little too much like the OG Vapormax I feel. Even though the OGs had a blue tinted upper, the icy blue sole is essentially the same. If only they made a colorless sole or even a blacked out sole to make this stand out even more, like how the icy sole makes a nice contrast from all the black upper on the second colorway, these white sail would have been a little more less GR like. Usually, I think the red zip tie makes the sneaker too tacky to wear so I would remove them, but on this colorway, I actually think that this red zip tie was the most eye-catching feature, so I kept it on for this on feet. That's it for today, S2W signing off.